Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do another fun painting, so let's get started. We'll start off today with a little bit of red and white. And with that, we can come up here and drop in a nice sunset, just like that. A little warm area in the sky. There we go. Now I've added a little bit of blue, but not much, to that same color. And we can kind of rub in some blue areas. But this is a pure blue because I had the red in it. There we go. Now I'll take a 1-inch brush and pull it through a little bit of white. And we can highlight these clouds. I'm using tiny circles to drop in the outside shape of the cloud. I'm not worried at all about the inside, just the outside. And you can see where I have that blue almost makes kind of some shadows in there without really doing too much. See that? Now the clouds have a little bit of shadow. There we go. Maybe a little bit right here. And make separate layers in your clouds. See, leave some dark in between, and you'll get separate clouds. It gives your sky a lot more depth. See, bring this one down, and leave a little dark area. With a clean 2-inch brush, we can blend out the bottom of these clouds. Now I'm just destroying the bottom, not touching the top yet. I'm going to blend away the bottom. It's important to use that top corner of the brush. If you use the bottom or the side too much, you'll kind of end up destroying the top of your cloud. So be very careful. Then lift them up very lightly. Very, very lightly. Don't want to destroy them. Just blend them. And then we'll go side to side, horizontally, to finish off the sky. With a little bit of blue and black on the knife, we can drop in a mountain up here. It's important to get this part very dark, because we're going to come back and highlight, and if this isn't dark, your highlights really won't show up very well. So make sure this is dark. And scrape off as much of that paint as you can. You don't want too much paint on there. With the 2-inch brush, we can grab that mountain and pull it. Now this does a couple of things. It removes a little bit of that extra paint on there, and it also makes the mountain look very, very soft. See that? It's kind of floating up there in the mist already. We haven't really done anything yet. Before we highlight the mountain, I'll grab a little bit of blue and red. And I think I'm going to have a little river or a stream down here. So I just want to add some color. And we'll turn it into some water later. This is just a little bit of color for now. With a little bit of red and white, we can start highlighting this mountain, adding some snow to it. And I'm taking that knife, touching it to the top, and letting it run gently down the mountain. I want all this breaking in here. That's why I'm doing it very gently. If you push too hard, you won't get any breaking at all. So it's a very, very light touch. Just let it float right down. I really like that little bit of pink. It looks like the snow is reflecting some of the colors that are in the sky. Makes it a little bit nicer. There we go. But when you add that pink, don't add too much. Just a little bit, just to kind of flavor the snow. With some blue and white on the knife, we can drop in some shadows. This is done really the same way. Just let it break right down the mountain. Touch very, very lightly. There we go. Maybe this mountain's very steep today. So kind of pull that angle straight down. With a clean 2-inch brush, we can tap the bottom of this mountain to create some mist. I'm tapping and working my way across. Then I'll turn the brush and lift up. This creates very, very soft mist at the bottom. There we go. Follow the angles of the mountain now. With some of that mountain color on the 1-inch brush, we can tap in some little foothills right at the bottom of the mountain. Just tap them right in. When you have your little hills in, then you can take the brush and pull up very, very lightly. You get thousands and thousands of little trees very, very far away. Just lift them right up. Now with the 2-inch brush, and the same mountain color, but with a little bit of green, we can now start tapping in some land. And remember, there's going to be a little stream down here, or a little river. So I want to be thinking about that. Have all the land sloping down toward the water. There we go. So you can already see it's starting to kind of take shape. But this color is very dark. I want it to be nice and dark. There we go. That looks pretty good. With the fan brush and a little bit of white, we can clean up the edges of this river. Just kind of pulling side to side there. And this adds some highlight to the water too. With some yellow and white on the 2-inch brush, we can tap in some highlights. And you see why we had to have that so dark, because I wanted all this light to show. But don't kill all of that dark. Leave a lot of it. It looks like shadow in the grass, and it will really give your painting more depth. So leave a lot of that dark showing. And we'll just continue tapping in a little grassy meadow back here. Go right up to the stream like that. Just tap it right in. Remember, we want all the land kind of sloping down toward the river. Now with the fan brush and a little bit of dark color, I want to drop in a few little bushes that grow right back here. And I'm using the corner of the brush to push them in. You see those dark bushes stand out against that light grass. It'll give you a little bit more contrast. Drop them right in. There we go. With some dark green on the 1-inch brush, we can push in a big tree up here. I've rounded one corner of the brush, and I put the rounded corner facing out. Then I just push up, and that's how you create a little tree like this. Kind of form each little limb. Now I'll pull the 1-inch brush through a little bit of dark color and sharpen it to a chisel edge. And I'm going to show you how to do kind of a new type of a tree. So I touch I get a little line. And then I'm going to push up. Rotate that brush and push. Just like that. It kind of gives you an evergreen effect. There we go. With some yellow and green on the 1-inch brush, we can tap on some highlights to this tree up here. I'm touching very lightly and leaving a lot of dark, because the dark shows dimension and form in the tree, and it also gives you contrast, so the tree doesn't look flat. There we go. Tap it right in. With a little bit of brown and white, we can add in a little bit of dirt down here. It's showing through some of these bushes. There we go. Drop it right in, very lightly. Very similar to the way we did the mountain. Letting that knife run right across. With a little bit of brown on the script liner, we can drop in an old tree up here. Just like that. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out my website and also my DVD for sale. I'll put those links below. And thanks for watching.